Hello comic book people, it is Comic Book Wednesday. Let's see what I got. First I have All New X-Men number 4. This was written by Dennis Hopeless and illustrated by Mark Bagley. This team consists mostly of the younger X-Men that have been plucked out of time and put into today's time. This issue focuses on the new Wolverine, Laura, who used to be X-23. She's going in head first to all of the missions that they're going on. And her boyfriend, who's the young Warren Worthington III, is a bit upset about this. The other X-Men are pretty much just in the background in this issue. We also have the return of an old villain too. Next, I have Batman and Robin Eternal number 19. This was written by James Tynion and Scott Snyder, and it was illustrated by Paul Pelletier. A long storyline has been taking place with an old villain of Batman by the name of Mother. Some of the story has been taking place in the past, explaining the backstory of everything, but the most part is taking place in the present, where Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, and Jason Todd are trying to stop an infiltration of Mother's organization. And in doing so, we're getting a pretty good explanation of some of the other Bat characters out there, such as the Huntress, Helena Bertinelli, and we're also getting Cassandra, who has like a huge story in this. Next, I have Darth Vader number 16. This was written by Kieran Gillen and illustrated by Salvador Larocco. The Darth Vader comic book is really interesting. We're seeing everything from his perspective. We're seeing how he's being manipulated by the Emperor, but he's also doing his own manipulation as well. We're ignoring a lot of the whole Anakin aspect of him and just focusing on the fact that he is a Dark Lord. This issue has him going to one of the Empire's planets and starting up the Shu-Torun War, where one of the planets has a rebellion taking place. It's good, and I want to see how everything plays out. We know he's a good guy deep down, but we also know he's also a badass too. Jim and the Holograms Valentine's Day Special. This was written by Kelly Thompson and illustrated by Jen Bartel. It's an independent story just going along with Kimber, where she gets a love potion, where she's trying to get Stormer to fall in love with her, but it turns out that she ends up giving it to all of the Jim and the Holograms and the Misfits. It's a cute story, and I'm a huge fan of Jim and the Holograms comic book. Unfortunately, though, the artwork, I'm not too happy with it. It's not the worst in the world, but I feel like there's really not too much detail in it, which doesn't really take away from the story in any way. I'm just not too happy with the way everything was laid out. All New Avengers number 6. Wiccan, who's now known as Demiurge, which I hate that name, has been infected by a demon by the same name, also known as Moradun. And the future Avengers have come back in time to try to warn them, but it's too late. He's already been infected, so they have to do like this mental mind thing inside of Wiccan's head. And everything was cleaned up in this issue, which is a huge surprise. Most comic book storylines go on for at least 6 issues. But it was nice we got a nice kiss between Wiccan and Hulkling in this. I was happy about that. Next, we have Spider-Man Deadpool number 2. This was written by Joe Kelly and illustrated by Ed McGuinness. Deadpool's trying to be a hero as best as he can, and he has a huge romantic crush on Spider-Man. But he doesn't like Peter Parker. In fact, he's being manipulated to the point where he wants to kill Peter Parker. So you can see where there's a huge conflict happening. The story itself is somewhat humorous. There's also a lot of adventure, and Miles Morales shows up too. The story itself is just really fun. You can't take it too seriously, but at the same time, it's also very adventurous, which is something I'm a huge fan of. Next, we have Old Man Logan number 2. This was written by Jeff Lemire and illustrated by Andrea Sorrentino. The old man version of Wolverine from the future has been put into today's time, and he's going around killing all the people that will one day become evil. And the next person on his list is Bruce Banner, but he's no longer the Hulk. Right now, Amadeus Cho is the Hulk. So you can see there's a huge mix-up going on between the two in this issue. It's pretty cool, and the next issue looks like it's going to be even better because we get to see some other stuff that they reveal just at the very end of this issue. Finally, I got All New, All Different Avengers number 4. This was written by Mark Waid and illustrated by Mama Desar. As the cover suggests, Miss Marvel has kicked off the team, or at least temporarily she's kicked off the team. Also, another Avenger is kicked off with her as well. This is all being manipulated by the Vision. Something seriously is up with him because he doesn't seem to be quite the nice guy he used to be. So there's going to be something that's going to be revealed in the next few issues. This is the overall storyline that it seems like they're doing for this first arc. But anyways, that's my comic load for this week. What did you guys get? Are you guys reading comic books? If so, let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious. That's it for now. Be sure to check out my Patreon site, my social media sites, and everything else I put in my description of the video. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll join you guys with another comic book review very soon. Peace.